Space Station rendezvous is, or the docking is targeted for 9:46 p.m. Central Time, 10:46 this evening Eastern Time. This view from the external cameras on the station comes to us as the complex is traveling high above Indonesia, tracking southeasterly on the sunlit side of the Earth, headed toward a crossing of Australia from northwest to southeast.
8.7. The station is smack in the middle of the sky. Copy.
For reference, the team here in the control center in this flight control room is continuing to be led through the evening by Flight Director Dina Contella. She is joined by Flight Director Zeb Scoville as well. Kathy Bolt, seated to Dina's right, is handling spacecraft communications duties between this team and the crew on board the station, should that be required, and she's joined by veteran astronaut Doug Wheelock. Most of the focus obviously is on the Soyuz as it approaches the station, so that activity is, and most of the conversations you hear is from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, which is outside the city limits of Moscow.
You were calling us.
And there have been several communications passes, ground station passes with the Soyuz since its launch to verify all of its systems are in good shape and the crew itself are healthy. And they've been very excited in their conversations as they head toward the station and toward the arrival for these three crew members who will stay aboard the station for 5 months, not returning home until late December. The solar array that did not deploy on the Soyuz did not have any issues with power generation. As you know, solar arrays are there to generate power and store that power in onboard batteries. And there have been no issues whatsoever with power generation. There was some discussion about that, but the reference came back to the
Go ahead, Space Program 1.
Soyuz 14M, TMA 14M that had the same issue, and the rendezvous continued, and the docking occurred without incident. And as it happened, that solar array deployed shortly after the docking. And so whether that's the case today or tonight or not is yet to be seen, but in any case there are no issues with the rendezvous and no safety issues whatsoever with the Soyuz's arrival at the station. Was scheduled for about 35 minutes from now.
We are receiving the image. It is clear. Copy.
This view is an overlay that is traditional from the Soyuz. You're looking at the International Space Station almost in the center of the crosshairs, just slightly below the crosshair there, that the station visible from the overlay and the camera view from the Soyuz itself. some of the reference numbers down in the left. You'll see the 4.118 kilometers. That's the distance the Soyuz is from this station, closing at a rate of 11.7 meters per second. That's the number you see below that.
The range is 4 kilometers and the range rate is 11.7. See, we can see maneuver on the screen. The maneuver is started. Copy.
The next in the series of rendezvous maneuvers will be what's known as an impulse burn. That should be a very small burn, but the Soyuz is now maneuvering to the proper position to support that rendezvous maneuver. That's why you see the view changing. It's basically repositioning itself via the automated rendezvous and docking system for that impulse burn.
At 5:13:19, the command for SKD activation has been sent. Copy. The burn is going on. 702 and inaudible. So we have the retrograde maneuver. Copy.
And that impulse burn is complete. The next step will be to for the automated rendezvous and docking system of the Soyuz to target its ballistic targeting point. There's another impulse burn scheduled about 4 minutes from now, and then the final scheduled impulse burn about 7 minutes from now. That will set the stage for the Soyuz's fly around of the International Space Station. The fly around right now is scheduled to start about 9:25 this evening, Central, 10:25 Eastern Time, so about 10 minutes from now.
Antares Moscow, have you received the joint GSO or in attitude? So could you please provide the report about GSO? Have you received GSO or in attitude? Yes, we have. Yes. We have it on format 44 and the range is 2 kilometers and the range is 5.5. Antares Moscow, we are receiving image with a lot of distortion. So the range is 2 kilometers, 5.4 kilometers, 5.4 meters per second is range rate. We have GSO 123 and also on the format. And the station is right in the center of VSK and video monitor as well.
Beautiful views from the station looking down at the Australian continent. You're looking to the lower right-hand picture of the,
So, Darius, you can do that.
in this picture is Adelaide. The station and the Soyuz flew pretty much down the center of the continent, tracking from northwest to southeast across the outback, and we'll cross the coast travel just to the north and northeast of Melbourne in the next couple of minutes before crossing out over the coastline.
Yes, it's one stripe there, but actually it's more convenient for us. Okay, that's great, Antares.
Now the Soyuz view again, 1.6 kilometers from the station. You see that in the lower left quadrant of that overlay of the Soyuz camera, 5.3 meter per second closing rate. Again, the Soyuz is positioning itself for the next in the series of rendezvous maneuvers, a small impulse burn about 1 minute from now.
Copy.
For reference, the station's current mass in orbit is 891,945 pounds. The Soyuz will add about 15,000 pounds to that mass upon docking, bringing the station's mass up to a little more than 906,700 pounds.
The range rate is 4.6.
Impulse maneuver number 5 has just been completed, setting the stage for the final impulse burn labeled Impulse 6, that just under 2 minutes from now. And the targeting points look to be right on track for the fly around to begin just under 5 minutes from now.
Работали двигатели, дальность 990 метров, скорость 359 на снижение.
So these thrusters have fired, and the range is 990 meters, and the range rate is 3.59. Copy.
Включились снова двигатели ДПО.
Another firing of DPO 2100. So the range is 770 meters, and the range rate is 2.9. Copy.
Отключились дальность 726, скорость 2,11.
So the thrusters are not firing. The range is 720 meters, and the range rate is 2.11. Copy.
And the last of the impulse maneuvers has been completed. That now sets the stage for the fly around to begin about 2.5 minutes from now, as station cameras now capturing the views of the Soyuz just a little more than 2 kilometers away. Both station and the Soyuz are tracking toward the southern tip of New Zealand here shortly. The automated rendezvous and docking system determining the targeting points for the fly-around mode to begin, as well as the station keeping start, which is currently targeted for about 32 minutes after the hour.
And the range rate is 1.5. Copy.
The first views of the Soyuz obviously show that only one of its twin solar arrays is deployed, but again, that has had no issue whatsoever on the health of the spacecraft and generating power for all of its systems as it chased the station throughout the late afternoon and evening, headed toward this rendezvous and docking, targeting a docking at 9:46 p.m. Central, 10:46 Eastern Time.
Ожидаем входа в ближний участок.
We are extending by.
Дальность 450, скорость 1.3.
For the entry to the prox zone, and the range rate is 1.3. The rate is 0.4 or 400 meters.
The size of the International Space Station is just about that of a U.S. Football field from end to end. The station's truss structure and solar array wings extend about 357 feet in length. The habitable volume of the station is more than 240 feet long and provides more than 32,300 cubic feet of volume.
So the range is 370 meters and the range rate is 0.9.
The visiting vehicle officer here in Mission Control Houston reporting to Flight Director Dina Contella that everything is right on track for the tracking of the Soyuz to its target point, the docking port on the Russian segment of the station known as the Rassvet module, the mini research module. There are 2 of those on the station, MRM-1, the Rassvet module, the port that's empty awaiting this Soyuz's arrival. There's also another MRM-2 known as Poisk. And that Poisk docking port is currently occupied by another Soyuz spacecraft, that vehicle that delivered the current 3 crew members aboard the station to orbit and to the station back on Friday, March 27th.
So we can see the angles 43, 42. Yes, we are seeing these 2. The range rate is 0.6. and the range is 290 meters. Copy.
The two spacecraft will be in daylight for another 10 minutes or so before moving into an orbital sunset over the South Pacific. The current distance of the Soyuz from the station is 268 meters, closing at about a half a meter per second at this point. In the near view is the one of the huge pair of solar arrays, the tip of the solar arrays that provide the power for all of the station modules and systems.
So the range is 250 and the range rate is 0.4. Copy.
Контролируйте К-15.
Could you please monitor K-15? Yes, we are looking at it.
The fly-around is conducted to allow the Soyuz to line up properly with the its target, which is that Rassvet module on the station's Russian segment. Once the alignment is checked, there'll be a station keeping period to make sure that all of the systems are still go for the final approach, and the final approach should be initiated in the next 5 minutes or so. Docking by the clocks targeted for a little more than 16.5 minutes from now, still targeting 46 minutes after the hour.
Antares, could you please report?
Дальность, конечно, очень сильно от 200 до 230, скорость 0.
Range
На сближение
is
0,26.
230 meters and range rate is 0.12.
Поворачиваемся по крену,
We are performing the
скорость 0,26 на сближение.
roll maneuver and the range rate is 0.26 and range is 200 meters. 210 meters, correction.
Есть К-15, 05:30-35.
K-15 confirm and it's 0535.
Дальность 200, скорость 0,2 на сближение.
Range is 200, range rate is 0.2, and we're continuing the roll maneuver. We copy.
So the roll maneuver, now that the Soyuz is in the proper location, is the roll maneuver actually places the vehicle's docking system on target for that Rassvet docking port as well. The two spacecraft 250 miles up above the South Pacific.
Дальность 200, скорость 0,16. Все. Обреженного в лесе.
Range is 200, range rate is 0.16, and we're still continuing with the maneuver. We're performing the fly-around maneuver. Copy.
Станция ушла, выходит из зоны ВКУ и
We do not see
возвращается.
the station on the video monitor.
Войска и краю.
It's somewhere on the borders of the VKU monitor and the periscope monitor. Range is 0.9 kilometers.
Дальность 180, скорость 0,48 на сближение 0,5.
Range rate is 0.5, 0.48, and range is 180. Copy.
Есть стабилизация, есть вращение.
Stabil confirmed.
Принято.
Дальность 180, скорость 0,06.
Range is 180. Range rate is 006.
По угловому размеру.
Antares, what's angle size? Is it as expected?
Сколько клеток сейчас повышка?
How many squares is the station away from the crosshairs? Come again?
SM сейчас сколько занимает клеток?
When you look at SM, how many squares is it away from the center of the crosshairs?
Сейчас сколько клеток занимает?
And what is the diameter of the SM? How many squares does the SM take?
Так, сейчас посмотрим.
Right now,
Захват есть. Да.
Принято.
we see the ZAFCON,
Наверное, клетка.
and I think it's around
Дальность 170, скорость 0,03.
1 square, and the range is 170. Range rate is 003. We are activating the AGC mode.
Подсветку фару.
Copy, and we copy that you're activating the floodlight as well. Correction, floodlight.
Включаем фару. Дальность
Floodlight has been turned on. Range is 170. Range rate is 003. We confirm. We show the final approach, and we confirm ZAFCON. I understand that you have to have nerves of steel to be docking like that. Vladimir Alexeyevich, we do not hear you quite clearly. You're very hard to understand.
я вас слышу.
I can hear that you're saying something, but I cannot discern the words.
Есть два причала. Стоим на
We show final approach, and we are looking at the docking mechanism of MRM-1.
170.
Range is 170.
Принято.
Copy.
В автомате прошел. Причал у нас.
And as you heard, the final approach has begun.
Final approach.
Just about 10 minutes to docking. Of course, that's it's all up to the vehicle's close approach now from currently 153 meters from the station.
150, скорость набрали на разгон 0,77. Двигатель депо выключились.
Range is 150. Range rate is 0.77. It's a posigrade. We are increasing our speed. Depots versus active.
ВСК тоже контролируете.
Oleg, please monitor VSK periscope as well.
Я везде
Of course, we are.
Да.
I'm looking at the crosshairs.
Дальность по курсу 125 метров, скорость 0,77 на сближение.
So range per course date is 125. Range rate is 0.77. We copy.
Да, 100. Дальность по курсу 100, 0,5 на сближение.
And just about 100 meters now from the station.
100.
Узел
Range rate 0.5. And the docking mechanism is at the center of the VSK crosshairs.
Принято.
We copy, Antares.
Дальность 90
Range
метров, скорость 0,5 на
90. Range rate is 0.5.
Через минуту вход в тень будет у нас.
Please don't forget that you are going to be entering the sunset in about 1 minute.
Через
When? In about 1 minute,
Принято через минуту вход.
there will be eclipse. We copy. Eclipse is in 1 minute. Range is 0.8,
0,42 на сближение.
and range rate is 0.42. And we have activated the floodlight.
Включал. Да, включил.
Did you activate the floodlight? Yes, I did.
По курсу дальнего.
Range
75,
0.75. Range rate is 0.33.
Принято.
We copy.
Узел находится
We see the
1 градус выше.
docking mechanism, which is like 1 degree up from the VSK crosshairs.
Входим в тень.
We are entering the eclipse.
По курсу 0,65, скорость 0,27. Вошли в тень.
We are in the eclipse. Range is 0.65. Range rate is 0.27. We see the docking mechanism. We see the target and the crosshairs.
0,27.
And the range is 0.6. Range rate is 0.27. I see the
Остальное в тени.
we are in the eclipse, and I see the docking mechanism.
Just under 60 meters now, traveling in toward the station at a very slow 0.2 meters per second.
Do you see everything?
Obviously lining up there with the crosshairs on the docking port of the International Space Station's Rasyet module on the Russian segment.
Yes,
Вошли в
we are in the eclipse.
Я не пойму, Айдар. 0,50.
I think range 0.50.
Да, отдаем. Подсвети.
Range rate is 0.21. And we see the target. It's illuminated.
Нет, рассеивающего не установлено.
Oleg, did you install a mate
Дальность 40,
filter?
0,17 на сближение. Все, отдаем.
No. Range is 0.45 and range rate is 0.17. And the target is a little bit to the left, 1 degree off the center of the crosshairs. Copy.
Так, дальность
Range approximately
полторы клетки, 45 метров.
is 0.45.
17.
Range rate is 0.18,
Готов.
and we see
Д9,
say 7,
Д13, Д17.
D17. We confirm
Наблюдение. Формат.
that all the commands are ready.
Крест в центре подложки. Да.
And we see it at the center of the overlay. And the range approximately is about 40 meters
38 метров.
or around 38.
Скорость.
Range rate is 0.15. And
Опять допри.
for the final approach,
V5 АВК.
do you see the L15 format indicator? We do. Moscow copies.
Подходим к 32
We approach in 32-meter range,
в центре.
and the target is at the center of the crosshairs on the overlay,
1 градус ниже.
and it's a little bit 1 degree lower from the OSK crosshairs and a little bit to the left.
Скорость 0,16.
Range rate is 0.16. We are approaching the
Дальность
station.
оцениваю в 32.
and the range rate is approximately 0.32. Range is 0.32.
Крест в центре.
A very smooth approach.
Are in the middle.
Docking should occur within the next 4 minutes.
There are no gaps. Range rate is 0.12. We are approaching the 25-meter mark.
Все наблюдаю четко.
I see everything very clearly on the display.
Крест на 1 градус
The
ниже.
crosshairs is
На 2 градуса ниже.
About-
ВСК.
the cross is about 2 degrees lower.
Собрано. Скорость 0,15.
The crosshairs are aligned. We are transitioning to the AR bases. We copy.
Дальность 20.
Range is 20 meters.
Мишень.
Range, rate. The target is at the center, almost at the center.
Скорость 0,12.
Range rate is 0.12. Closing in.
Дальность от
Range is approximately 17 meters.
скорость
Copy.
0,12.
Range rate is 0.12.
Less than 20 meters now from the station.
The
Slight roll to align properly with the docking target.
Скорость 0,13.
range rate is 0.13.
Дальность около
Range is about
15.
13 meters.
Все нормально.
Everything's looking fine. Range rate is 0.1.
Кресты. Крест.
The crosshairs of the target
Дальность от
are aligned, and the
0,1.
range is 10 meters. Range rate is 0.1.
Крест на 1 градус.
The
От центра ВСК.
crosshairs are a little bit 1 degree lower from the center of VSK.
Дальность оцениваю.
Range is 7 meters approximately. Range rate is 0.11.
Мишень чёрная.
We see the target clearly, and the target and the crosshairs are aligned almost perfectly at the center.
Дальность оцениваю в 3 метра.
Range is approximately 3 meters.
Крест в центре подложки мишени.
Now inside about 3 meters or about 10 feet.
Range rate is 0.
Standing by for contact and capture.
0.12. We are waiting for contact. The range is less than 1 minute. We are standing by for contact.
Мишень, кресты собраны.
The crosshairs and the target are aligned.
Скорость.
Range rate is 009. Range is 0.1.
Есть сказ. Индикаторный.
We are in the indicator mode.
Время.
We copy 0.5, 45, and 12 seconds.
And we have contact and capture docking of the Soyuz TMA-17M with the International Space Station.
The parameter.
Docking at 9:45 p.m. Central Time, 10:45 this evening Eastern Daylight Time.
Parameters.
Да, так есть. Цепка у нас.
All right.
Цепки.
Time.
05:42. 13. 45. 12.
All right. 0.
At the time of docking, the International Space Station tracking toward the equator and the coast of Ecuador,
Docking mechanism.
250 miles above the Pacific Ocean.
KSP.
Что у нас со штангой?
So what's going on with our left probe? Is it extended?
Параметры
It is. The KDO parameters have been
500
noted.
килограмм.
At contact and capture, the station's
Propellant left.
thruster system was inhibited so that there wouldn't be any perturbations or movement as the Soyuz's probe would then be retracted and locked into place with the hooks and latches between the Soyuz and the Rassvet module.
Shutting down the RTV,
Р.
the RPV, manual air supply. All right. R6 command. R6 command sent.
Даю. Я понял.
5-hour, 43-minute trip from launch to docking at the International Space Station, the Soyuz TMA-17M, with 3 crew members ready to augment the Expedition 44 crew, returning the station's crew to 6-person crew for
All right, SSVP format in...
With these 3 newest crew members set to stay aboard the station for 5 months.
Please write down the parameters.
Не, ожидаем от вас говорят.
All right, we are ready to copy the parameters.
854.
854. Did you copy what Kimia said? SR pressure. 800.
Давление в ПО.
BO.
854. 854 на время 0,4730.
854.
Принято.
And BO is 794.
И ССВП. Да.
All right, SSVP 054515 is for the time for the docking mechanism engaged.
Да, 45.
All right, 4515.
Ага, спасибо большое.
Thank you, Chell.
Суд Москвы. Мы, наверное,
MCC Moscow. Can we already send the R-17 command? Come again, Antares.
Визир причал, В-18.
Can I send Vizir Причал command
Принято.
V-18?
Отключаем под...
Can we also
В-18.
deactivate the floodlight? Yes, you can, for both of them.
Отстал.
It works.
В-18.
V-18 command sent.
Подсветку вон на брусе. О, да, на брусе, да.
And then on Bruce panel, please deactivate the
Так,
floodlight.
разъем со стык опрос.
All right, S13 at 05
Принято.
49 05.
So for the next few minutes, the docking probe will be retracted, securing the Soyuz to the Rassvet module. With the closing of the hooks and latches, you see the graphic showing the 4 visiting vehicles, 2 Russian Progress supply vehicles, and 2 Russian Soyuz TMA spacecraft. TMA 16M brought the 3 crew members currently aboard the station. TMA 17M has just arrived with 3 new crew members.
Not right now. We don't have the information. We got the telemetry at 20 minutes. So
Как у вас там самочувствие?
the crew, how are you feeling, guys?
Химия.
Chell, Kimia, how are you guys?
Самочувствие
Just
отлично.
great.
Принято. Рад слышать.
That's good news. Antares Baikonur,
Плохо слышим.
we do not copy you that well. Antares, this is Baikonur.
Moscow Station, Space Station 1.
I
Moscow
cannot
Station.
copy anything with the exception of the Antares work. Antares Baikonur, how do you copy?
Байконур.
Oh, that's Baikonur.
Слышим Антарес.
We can hear
Плохо, с каким-то
just
эхом.
the word Antares and nothing else. How do you copy me? How do you copy me right now?
Так, 05 50.
0554.
Транспарант загорится.
We see the pressurizer indicator on,
Пока горят.
and we see that
Погасли в 05.
the hooks are illuminated.
Записал. И ожидаем.
Там вас с Байконура возьмут.
Around 0550. Antares, this is Moscow. They were trying to call you from Baikonur again.
Понятно. Олег, как слышишь меня?
Oleg, how do you copy me? Great right now.
О, Геннадий Иванович узнал.
Слушай, метрах на 5 периодически открылась.
Чего?
Метров 5-10, где она открылась. Вот сейчас
Открылось все-таки?
At around 5 meters, the solar panel, solar array deployed actually, it opened up.
Ну ладно, не мешаем вам.
All right, guys, this is Gennady. I'm not going to be in your way anymore. Just continue working.
Все слышится, пожалуйста.
Inaudible.
Антарес, вы сейчас на 6
Antares,
странице пока, да?
you are now on page 67, is that correct?
Айдар, не пойму, мы на 67.
Yeah, we are on...
Плохо слышно.
I didn't copy what you were asking, what page you were asking. We are on page 67, the hooks are retracted. We copy, and we copy on page 67.
Да. Есть защелки в тям 0,5.
Hooks are retracted at 0,
12. Записал.
at 05:53:12.
Там где 11.
All right? I put down 11 at the end. Mm-hmm.
So we have confirmation that the hooks and latches are closed. The Soyuz is now safely and securely fastened to the docking port on the Rassvet module of the International Space Station.
05:53:52, штамм ГСМ втянута транспарант.
SM probe has been retracted. We have performed the SS Lepo mode, and we are sending the D8 command. Moscow,
Да, принято.
did you copy? We are sending the D8 command. Yes, send the command.
D8.
Send the command D8.
Также можно
Проверяй, D11 нет,
Check D11.
D15 нет.
D15? No. D17, S11.
Да.
11. S11 not eliminated. We copy. Moving on to page 68.
Фару. Фару выключи.
Have you deactivated the floodlight? Can we deactivate it, Moscow? Yes.
18.
Deactivate S18, please.
S18.
In work, S18.
Даю. Просил. Г2 выдай.
Send get to command. And we're deactivating the antenna.
Обогрев.
Do we need to deactivate the heater?
Да, тебе.
Yes, please.
Г2 выдай.
Could you please send get to command?
Г2 выдано.
Get to command sent. Copy.
Ожидаем. Так, ты время записал, когда мы РПВ закрыли?
Did you write down the time when we closed the RPV manual air supply?
05:47.
Yes, it was 05:47.
In addition to the hooks and latches being closed, there was a report that also that the crew saw that the solar array had deployed as well on the Soyuz spacecraft, the array that had not deployed after the vehicle reached safe orbit.
And inhibit commands, do not send them.
So the next steps for the crew members are to go through the methodical process of
Or
Да, можно выдать Г4.
should we?
equalizing the pressure between the two spacecraft and the vestibule between the hatchways. That is done both on the station side and on the Soyuz side, and that's typically a lengthy process, but all went very smoothly with not only the launch this afternoon, but also with the rendezvous and docking sequence, even with that solar array that had not deployed after the Soyuz reached orbit. It now has deployed per the visual of the crew on board.
Замеры пока.
All right, and now stand by for the measurement at 15 minutes. Copy. 0200, unintelligible.